Imagine Rome, 44 BCE. The city is alive with power struggles, betrayal, and ambition. At its heart stands one man who seems unstoppable, Gaius Julius Caesar, the conqueror of Gaul, the bringer of glory to Rome, and now, dictator for life. But power breeds enemies, and behind the marble walls of the Senate, a storm is brewing. A whisper here, a glance there. In the shadowy corners of the Republic, men plot his fall. Beware the Ides of March, a soothsayer warns, his voice trembling. Caesar, proud and dismissive, brushes it off. But the wheels of fate are already in motion. Julius Caesar wasn't born into power. His early years were marked by political instability and personal danger. He rose through sheer brilliance, first as a military general, conquering Gaul and expanding Rome's territories, then as a politician, manipulating alliances with figures like Pompey and Crassus in the famous First Triumvirate. But Caesar's ambition was insatiable. His military successes won him the loyalty of his soldiers, the love of the people, and the jealousy of the Senate. When he crossed the Rubicon River in 49 BCE, a direct challenge to the Republic's authority, he ignited a civil war. And Caesar won. In the aftermath, he was hailed as a hero by the masses. To them, he was Rome's savior. To the Senate, however, he was something far more dangerous, a dictator who could destroy the Republic. By 44 BCE, the Senate had had enough. Caesar's latest move, declaring himself Dictator Perpetuo, dictator for life, was the final straw. Behind closed doors, 60 conspirators gathered. Among them were Rome's most prominent senators, including Cassius, a man consumed by envy, and Brutus, a once loyal friend of Caesar. Brutus was the key. His lineage traced back to the founder of the Republic, and his name symbolized freedom. If Brutus turned against Caesar, the people might accept the assassination as a noble act, not treason. But convincing Brutus wasn't easy. He admired Caesar and owed much to him. Cassius worked tirelessly, whispering that Caesar's ambition would destroy the Republic. Slowly, doubt crept into Brutus's heart. The conspirators decided on a day, March 15, the Ides of March. It was a date steeped in superstition, but the symbolism didn't matter, they needed Caesar dead. The days leading up to the Ides were filled with omens. A soothsayer famously warned Caesar, "Beware the Ides of March." His wife, Calpurnia, dreamt of his statue bleeding, a vision of his death. Even the gods seemed to be speaking, as lightning storms swept through Rome. But Caesar, ever confident, dismissed it all. He told Calpurnia, "Cowards die many times before their deaths. The valiant never taste of death but once." That morning, he almost stayed home, but the conspirators sent Decimus, a trusted ally, to persuade him. "The Senate awaits you," Decimus insisted. Reluctantly, Caesar set out, unaware he was walking into a death trap. The scene, the theater of Pompey, where the Senate had gathered. Caesar arrived in his crimson toga, his head held high. The conspirators, already positioned, exchanged nervous glances. Their daggers were hidden beneath their robes. The tension in the room was palpable as Caesar took his seat. One by one, the conspirators approached, pretending to present petitions. Then, without warning, Casca struck the first blow. Caesar turned in shock, his eyes wide. "What is this?" he exclaimed, trying to defend himself. But the attacks came in waves. Cassius stabbed. Decimus stabbed. Blood flowed freely as Caesar stumbled, trying to fight back. And then he saw him, Brutus. The man he trusted above all others, the man he called his son. Their eyes met. In that moment, Caesar's expression changed from pain to heartbreak. "A2, brute," he whispered. And with those words, he fell, collapsing at the base of a statue of Pompey, his old rival. The conspirators believed they had saved the Republic. Instead, they had unleashed chaos. The people, outraged by Caesar's murder, turned against the assassins. Caesar's loyal ally Mark Antony gave a fiery eulogy, turning public opinion in Caesar's favor. In the power vacuum that followed, Rome descended into another civil war. Out of the ashes rose Caesar's adopted heir, Octavian, who would become Augustus, Rome's first emperor. The republic the conspirators sought to save was gone, replaced by the Roman Empire. The ultimate twist. Caesar's death didn't end his influence, it cemented his legacy. He became a symbol of power, ambition, and betrayal, a figure whose story still captivates us today. History is filled with twists and turns, but few are as dramatic, or as consequential, as the Ides of March. Julius Caesar's rise and fall remind us that even the most powerful men are vulnerable to betrayal, and those who plot to change history often find themselves its victims.